Another little bandsaw update, a little baby mod. I'd seen this on a competitor's bandsaw that was also probably a couple of $1,000 dearer than this one for about this, not even the same size machine. And I thought, fuck, that's a good idea, because they can be a bit of a pain to line up your workpiece constantly for cutting. So what I decided I would do, well, I had a look online first, found a bloke in the US that does kits mainly for vertical bandsaws, because they're a hell of a lot easier to line this thing up on. When I had a look on YouTube, he had put one of his kits onto a horizontal bandsaw, obviously trying to broaden his market. I thought, cool. Looked up his website. It wasn't really that expensive, $80 US. When I put it into the cart to click on, it came up with freight of just under 300 US for a package that is no bigger than a standard envelope sized post pack. And I thought, mate, you can shove that fare up your fucking ass. So I did a little bit more investigating after previously not being able to find anything on eBay to do with these, and eventually came across what I was after, and it was twice the capacity, and only cost 34 Australian dollars plus free postage. What's not to like about that? And pretty much the only difference that I can ascertain, well, the big difference is this is, like I said, double the capacity, but the only other difference that I can work out is that it has no magnetic kit to fix it to, but who gives a rat's ass? So what I've put on is a Redline laser. It's 100 milliwatt. More than amazed that it actually made it through customs too, given that they do have a tendency to confiscate laser pointers and things that people try and post through because of idiots that aim shit at airplanes. So I was a little bit amazed it made it, but it made it, and I've just fitted it up. I thought that was the best spot for it. I can't exactly remember where old mate put his on YouTube, whether he put it on this piece or whether he had it here some bloody where under there, shining a light along. I don't know. I really don't care. As far as I was concerned, up there is better. If you have the thing shining that way, it's sort of shining in your eyes and all over the shop when you've got the bandsaw in the position for working out where you're cutting. Now I've tried to position it so that the red line is just that side of the blade, so that when you slide it in, you know that you're going to be cutting just on this particular plane. That's a reasonable height there, probably a good 6 inches or so, and with the blade slightly being in the impeding the laser, you can still see the line, but the line does get stronger as we approach the working position. Just try and, the black line is pretty much where the blade should end up. So bear with me as we slowly sink into the distance. I just don't want it sinking that quick that it sits on top of the blade sits on top of the piece of steel. All I'm doing here is holding my finger, blocking half of the beam onto the piece we're working on. And you can see full axis of travel, that it's pretty much in exactly the same spot as we sink right down. So I'm thinking this is going to be a bloody great addition, because like I said, trying to line that thing up, and I'll just jump on that in a second. Because like I said, I don't want it sitting on the... Stop it there. So we're not this side, but you can see the beam clearly on that side. So I think that's going to work fantastically. And for 34 bucks, if it doesn't, who gives a rat's ass? Okay, bear with me, a bit more zoom, and we're in the maximum lift position. Sorry about the zoom angle, but all shall be self-revealing in a second. What I thought I would do was get the red line from out the front of it, so it's a little bit easier to see. So we'll just start to drop the feed so it starts to sink. That's the red line there, obviously. You can see there is no variation at all as the saw drops through its working position. So I've got to say I'm pretty bloody happy with that.